Hello, my name is Brian Gibb, and welcome to my blog, The Disgruntled Democrat. About myself, I'm a citizen activist who works as a communications agent and have been living in Gatineau, Quebec, which is just across the river from Ottawa, Canada's national capital, for about 20 years. Largely influenced by my upbringing, I grew up on the Great Plains in a small urban village called Norwood Grove, which is part of the city of Winnipeg. I attended the University of Manitoba, where I obtained a BA with a psychology major, and went on to complete my coursework for a master's degree in English literature. While working on my thesis, I made an abrupt change of plans and went on to write a much different type of text entitled The End of the Canadian Empire and the Rise of the Intelligent Network. This text examined the basic belief structure that underlies the Canadian political system from a political, economic, and sociological perspective. Therein, I made some basic recommendations on how Canada could evolve into a state that took better care of its people. This blog is largely a continuation of my previous work. What you'll find here is a series of posts which attempts to flush out the cultural myths that underlie the political systems in North America. Because of where I live, geographically, I write about my home province, Quebec, my country, Canada, and like most Canadians, I live only a few miles from the American border, so I also write about what's happening in the United States. As the name of the blog implies, these are rough times, especially if you cherish democratic values. Indeed, a large part of what our politicians try to pass off as democracy is in no way democratic, and is, in fact, an intricately structured system of belief that fools people into thinking that their interests are being taken care of, when in reality, it's just the opposite. The system works so that a few profit enormously at the expense of the many. I firmly believe that things can only change for the better once people fully become conscious of how the system really works. As a result, I try to bring to mind in this blog the ideas and beliefs that are part of the cognitive unconscious and how our brains become wired so that we come to believe that a political system that actually works against the general well-being of the population is part of the natural order. In a sense, I'm trying to push people, in the words of the famous Czech dissident Václav Havel, to stop living the lie and to start living the truth. In closing, I invite you to read on, and if you find something that strikes you, please leave a note in the comments section provided for each of the blogs. Thank you. Goodbye, and let's learn to trust the democratic process without trying to control its outcomes.